spit in the keister by Jefferson Beauregard Sessions, who did not serve the interests of the country and the Constitution the way he promised during Senate confirmation hearings. So what should senators do differently this time to properly vet someone who hasn't held the post for quite a few years?
Well, and perhaps galvanize some people on his side of the aisle to also cast a skeptic.
I don't care who it is. I would much rather see a real intellectual discourse with someone versus the tarring and feathering that we saw with someone like Brett Kavanaugh. And I think it's fair in an era where we've already been to the Persian Gulf, we're still in Afghanistan, we're still kind of in Iraq and Yemen, not to mention the domestic civil liberties issues. Why can't we put his feet to the fire on some of those big questions?
And I think that's what the Senate process is for.
Fresh and galvanizing to the supporters.
No.
So,
All right, well, we'll see if they have a fresh bench. I still think it's pretty shallow, but I want to thank you all for being here. Anthony, Mark, and Alex. Coming up, a lot has changed since you... Always got to be real here. The cannabis industry is booming here in New York City. Only medical pot is legal throughout the entire state. And I recently visited a MedMen dispensary right here in dreary old Manhattan. Check it out. Across 12 states, Adam Bierman is back. Is that surprising news to you that teenagers in Colorado and Washington state, where they can do longer term studies, are actually using cannabis at lower rates?
Mainstream, it becomes less rebellious by nature, and kids
buy products in your store, but anyone could go into a liquor store and buy 20 gallons of booze. And it's hard to understand why this hasn't been rescheduled, because obviously there's a lot of money to be made in Colorado. They're funding schools, they're funding all sorts of programs with the tax revenue from legal cannabis. Is that the ultimate argument for rescheduling marijuana?
have already legalized marijuana in some form in their state. 77% of our...
How powerful is the cannabis lobby?
Not powerful enough. Not yet.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. People do rave about your products. All right, Topical Storm is next. Stay right here. It is Mugshot Monday. This week's winner got arrested on a job interview. And for those of you Bernie Sanders supporters, a job interview is the thing where you answer questions from people who want you to work for them. Yeah, he did. No, he didn't. He's now driving a semi-truck, and from what we hear,